Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, or this is your first time ever stumbling upon my YouTube channel, I make videos about just pretty much the subject of credit. So whether it's building your credit, fixing your credit, what type of credit cards, that's what my goal is for my YouTube channel. So just pretty much anything that falls under the category of credit. So in this video, I wanted to discuss and pretty much tell you guys the difference between a charge-off account and a collection account. This is a question that I've been getting asked pretty much honestly like 10 times a day. They're like, well, what's the difference? I have a charge off or I have a collection account, or sometimes people have both. So let me break it down for you guys so you guys can understand what's the big difference, or what's the difference between both, okay? So obviously a charge on a collection account on your credit report is bad. Obviously that's going to bring your score down. It's going to have a negative impact in the FICO algorithm depending on how your credit profile is built. So again, so I want to give you guys an example. So let's say, for example, I have like a 760 or 770 credit score, right? And again, please, this is not in no way means to brag. I'm just, giving you an example. So let's say my credit score is at 760, and let's say my next door neighbor has a credit score of like, 800, right? And let's say, for example, we both get a collection account at the same time. It's going to affect us differently. And what I mean by differently, I mean by points. It'll probably hurt me, especially since it's a fresh new collection account. It's probably going to hurt me maybe anywhere from like 30 to maybe 80 points. Opposed to her, it can actually drop her maybe 100 to maybe 120 points because she has a higher credit score. And again, it's just really based on how your credit profile is built. I hope I didn't confuse you guys, but I just wanted to give you guys that quick example before I start breaking down the difference between a collection account and a charge-off. So again, I just want to summarize. They will both negatively impact your credit score no matter what. One doesn't outweigh the other. They're both bad to have on your credit report. And obviously, if you have a charge-off or collection account or both, because you can't have both of them, your chances are of getting approved for any credit card or loan are very slim, especially if those charge-off or collection accounts are have been placed in a recent time. And what I mean by that, like, let's say today's January, right? And I barely got a collection account. I got in a collection account that hit my credit report on December. That's a recent collection account. So obviously no creditor, no lender, or it's going to be very rare to get approved for anything in general. Sorry for steering off the topic, but okay, let me start off with a charge-off. So what is a charge-off? Pretty much, give me 1 second. Pretty much a charge-off is, for example, you had an account with anybody. Let's say Chase, right? Chase, and after maybe 6 to 9 months, this varies from lender to lender, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, it's been 8 months, right? And Chase, since 8 months since the last time you made a payment to Chase, and Chase has been calling you for the past 8 months. They finally have given up and decided to mark that account as a charge-off. And what a charge-off simply means is that legally, by law, and especially here from my experience in California, the IRS pretty much tells them, hey, this person's not going to pay you. You need to consider this a business tax loss and consider it a charge-off. That's pretty much what it means. So what happens is that Chase finally gives up on collecting that account. And again, during this whole 8 months, they have been reporting negatively to your credit report, okay? Chase has the option of selling your account to a collection agency or just keeping it as a charge-off on your credit report, pretty much telling the creditor, whoever pulls your credit report, this person didn't pay me, I had to consider it as a business tax loss. Or on your credit report, it'll say collection account. And pretty much now, let me explain to you what the difference between a collection account and a charge-off account. They're pretty much the same, but just I want you to understand the definition a little bit better in case you pull your credit reports. So I explained to you guys what a charge-off is. It's by law, the IRS makes the business or the lender makes them write it off as a business tax loss. And once the account obviously is a negative standing and it's a charge-off, then it can be a collection account. Okay, so usually accounts you cannot default and go right away to collection. And honestly, from my experience, in my opinion, and all the research that I've done, your account's always going to be in charge-off standing first and then be sold to a collection agency. So let's go back to that same scenario. Let's say Chase, it's been 8 months. You didn't pay them. Chase got the point that this guy's not going to pay me. They're not going to waste, any more efforts or any more time because they know you're not going to pay. So let's say, for example, Portfolio Recovery, which is a collection agency company, comes along and says, hey, Chase, I would like to buy this account for you for pennies on the dollar. And believe it or not, they really do. Let's say the account was worth $5,000. They're going to come and offer Chase maybe $10 because they buy collection accounts in bulk to get them cheaper. So what happens now that Chase is like, yeah, pay me $10 because, hey, this person's not going to pay me nothing. I already considered it a business tax loss. I have given it up. So I'm going to sell it to you for $10. And if you're able to get money from them, good for you. But Chase doesn't get a penny back from them. So then now that collection, once Chase sells your account to a collection company, obviously it's a collection account. And that's pretty much the main big difference. And the only reason why some are just charge off and some are collection is just because it's able to tell the lender if it's a charge off and literally the company just gave up, or it also tells the company, hey, this was the company literally gave up on trying to collect the debt from this individual, but now they sold it to a collection company. And now technically, I don't want to get too technical and in the laws, but technically Chase no longer owns this account because they sold the account to the collection company. And I'll make a separate video explaining to you guys what happens after then. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comments. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff about credit. If you want any credit tips, here and there. Yeah, go pretty much follow me. And hope you guys learned something new. And if you have any questions or any more clarification, feel free to let me know. Till next time, guys.